Hey everybody, Cathey here. So today I wanted to talk to you about jumping off of your cliff. And of course, by cliff, I don't mean literally jumping off of a cliff. I mean that you have this figurative or this theoretical cliff that lies before you. Always, we all do. And for every one of us, it looks very different. Sometimes it's a career cliff. Do you need to jump off a cliff and venture off into a new career or start your own business? Or is it a relationship cliff? Is there something that you need to do in your relationship to your spouse or your family? I mean, there's all kinds of cliffs that we have. And my cliff, I realized, was 7 years ago today. Crazy enough, I realized it was today was the first day that I started my business, Pure Marketing. And I had, on one hand, I had to look back and I go, like, on one hand, 7 years is a long time. And on another hand, 7 years is quick. It just seemed to go so fast. And so when I looked back, I was like, well, what did I actually do in those 7 years? And I had to think about it for a minute. When it's yourself that you're thinking about, sometimes it's hard to see the highs. It's very easy to remember the lows. But I did. I went back and I was like, well, I wrote a book. I started a company. I wrote a book. The book won an award. I started speaking all over the world. I got my NSA membership. I gave a TED Talk. I wrote another book. It became a program. I started training that book and program in large Fortune 100 and 500 companies. And I was like, okay, so I've done a couple of things, but I had never forgotten any of the failures that I had done. But I really, more than anything, did not forget a conversation that I had when I was talking to my family. I remember this moment very crystal clear, like it happened yesterday, and I'll never forget exactly where I was at. It's one of those moments where you're like, I know exactly where I was at when it happened. So I'm at a clothing store, and I'm on the phone, and my brother-in-law gets on the phone, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to start my own business. And he's like, that's fantastic, but tell me how you're actually going to be a business and not just be self-employed. And wow, I felt like he punched me in the face. And I was like, that's so rude. Why would you not just give me some sugar-coated, you're going to be awesome, Cathey, you're going to do great. Why would you say that? But in hindsight, it's actually been one of the best things that anybody's ever told me, because I've never been able to get that comment out of the back of my head. Like, how am I actually going to be a business? So for me, just to share a little bit of my path, in 2016, I had this huge goal that I just wanted to blow everything that I've been doing up. And so part of that goal was to actually achieve business status. Not the legal definition. I've been that for 7 years. The actual real or literal definition, which means that you have people working for you. And so last year I was able to finally get a team, but the biggest moment came when I was speaking in Los Angeles for Nike, and over in Chicago, speaking on my behalf, was my coaches, Devin and Mark. They were doing the same exact content I was doing, the How to Rock a TED Talk content. They were just doing it in Chicago. And epic moment for me. I was like, wow, I duplicated myself somehow. So my goal this year in 2017 is to further that. And I'm going to start, this is scary, I'm saying this out loud, I'm going to start a coaching certification program. So I'm going to actually certify people in my How to Rock a TED Talk material. And my very first coach that I'm going to certify is an awesome guy named Leffert Fate. He lives in South Carolina, and he bought my program. Not knowing me, bought my program and went through it so quickly. And he got a TED Talk. He rocked his TED Talk. And then they came back to him and said, what did you do? Like, you were awesome. Like, you want to be one of our coaches. And so he's going to do that. But that was awesome. So he's the first guy that I want to take this year and certify under my certification program. So big stuff happening in 2017. I feel like it's another big cliff that I'm jumping off of, but it reminds me to tell you and remind you that you have cliffs in front of you, and to not forget that they're there, and don't shy away from the people that will challenge you on them, because some people will just tell you, yeah, it's no problem, it's easy, and then other people will really challenge your thinking. But only by challenging your thinking can you make these big leaps and bounds in your life. So again, don't shy away from them, and please always jump your cliffs. Don't be afraid. Take the leap and just jump. All right. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Peace.